And so we move straight to Anambra State. Remember, we just told you about those who were kidnapped and were fortunate to have been rescued by the police, a husband and wife and one other person. That's one issue in Anambra. The other is, what is the political situation currently in Anambra State? Speaking to me from Anambra is an old friend, Tony Okafor, who was once in River State as the main person when you talk about daily times in River State. Now is on his own, still a journalist. Tony Okafor, you are welcome to Southeast News.
Thank you so much, sir.
Tony, looking at Anambra, you need to have a lot of perspectives. One, we have the political aspect of it. The other is the issue of security. And the other is the call for investment when you talk about more investment in Anambra and what is going on there. But let's start with political update. What is the latest in terms of politics?
The latest in terms of politics is the coming of the president to Anambra State to commission some projects executed by the recent. And while APCA is happy that the president is coming, more critically, approve their own candidate, Okafor. But residents are saying that when the president is the president of everybody and not the president of the particular person of them. So that is the current situation in the state.
Yes, you just told me something about the president being the president of the whole country and not the president of just a particular political party, the APC. But wouldn't that also give a leverage to the APC candidate?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I said, wouldn't that, the coming of a president to Anambra State, wouldn't that also be something the candidate of the APC can leverage on?
I don't think so, because before now, they have been accusing the president, or rather they are saying that the president is favoring APCA. For instance, in appointments, the appointment of Bianca Ono, a board member of BOT member of APCA, and the man that is in charge of Southeast Commission, Mr. Mark Okoye, is also an APCA person, and many others. So for them, they are saying the president coming as solidarizing with Soludo instead of their own candidate. So it's not an advantage to them, because Ga also has been happy that they are connecting Anambra to the center.
Thinking about connecting Anambra to the center. Now, yes, it does appear on the surface that when the president comes to inaugurate some of the things that have been lined up, it might appear that that is support. But it may not also be support if you look at it from the other side. You did say that the president is president for the entire country, which includes Anambra State. Now, when we are talking about party politics, there is no way the president would also want to leave his party to support somebody from another party. There is no clear-cut line in that sense, is there?
You know that Soludo somehow is an unofficial head to the president. He is a member of his economic team. So it's like an a member of the
kitchen cabinet.
So if you look at this, some people are saying that Okafor is on his own, particularly members of the party, because Soludo is almost everything to the president, and the president is also coming to give him an Empramapoa type of endorsement, saying yes, you are doing well. Perhaps there's no need for change.
There's no need for change. Well, let me just take the bridge across to Delta. You remember, sometime early this year, there was this talk that there was no need for change. And then we were shocked last month when the entire government collapsed into APC.
Yeah.
So, are we saying it's not possible to happen in Anambra?
That could only be possible after the election. It will be a post-election matter. Because some people are also saying that perhaps after the election, that Soludo could also be cross-carpet or rather join APC. So it's a possibility and it's a discussion here. Yeah.
All right. Now, just a little bit on this and then we'll move on to other issues. Given the fact that you have said even members of the APC do not see Ukachukwu as a man that would get the listening ears of a president concerning who becomes the next governor. At what point does the interests of the people of Anambra State come to play in the political calculations?
For every now here in Anambra, at least let me say 60%, they believe that the governor is doing well by way of providing infrastructure. Since Anambra was created in 1991, it hadn't a permanent government house. But the governor came and they had achieved that with about 37 buildings in a complex that is now government house. He also went further to do the road leading to Kwebe's house, the Agolo, Ekuloga Road, flyover at Ekuloga. That was done Font City in Oka. And some other things. People believe that we're talking about politics. What we are talking about is interest. And people's interest is about infrastructure and the development of democracy.
Is the people's interest only infrastructure? What about the welfare of the people?
Welfare here for now, maybe judging from the workers who are directly concerned, directly linked to government. During the last May, the governor increased their salary from the normal 70,000 naira minimum wage to. He also added 10,000 naira salary award, pension award to retirees. So if you take that into consideration, because it is the civil servants that are very close to government, but that's how they are ruled. So they are also benefiting from the government.
Tony, the phrase "others are on their own," I don't know. It's not rubbing me on the right side, because when you talk about the number of civil servants in Anambra State, they are significant, I agree, but they are not a larger part of a percentage of people who are independent. People like those in Main Market Onitsha, those at different, should I call it manufacturing, SMEs in Nnewi and other parts of the state. And if we're looking at welfare that concerns only civil servants, are you not toying with the voters?
That's another issue. Let me say that those in the private sector, some of them are complaining of high taxation, particularly the operators and some traders. They have accused the governor of high taxation on them. But it's like the governor was sensitive enough and started removing some taxes to some classes of people in the traders. They no longer pay. So for them, I think they are comfortable with the man they know than the man that is coming.
Okay. All right, then. No problem. Now, what is the security situation currently in Anambra State?
time it was so terrible. But from February, when the new commissioner of police came in, we have seen some calm. We can now sleep with our two eyes. In fact, the new commissioner in March also celebrated 1 month of no gunshots from his men or the criminals. So it was a celebration that is still lingering on. Recently, we heard that there are pockets of happening coming up. So for now, Anambra State with the launch of Udoga and Agone Jemba is relatively peaceful.
Now, security is one of the major issues that will come up during the campaigns, when the campaigns kick off properly for the elections. Do you think that before then, Anambra will be able to really become one of the most peaceful states, not just in the southeast, but in Nigeria, given the strategies that have been deployed so far?
Yes, the opposition, we are in a hurry to start hyping about insecurity in this around December period. So they were almost getting political points from, or rather political capital from. But when the governor launched this Udoga and Agone Jemba, at the stage that the opposition had nothing again to say about security. Like I told some of them, if I were them, I wouldn't have started so early, so that it would be a political capital during the campaigns and elections. But they said it, and the governor went into action, and at least say of any criminal activity in Anambra State now. So it's like no position, they don't have anything again to campaign against the governor as far as insecurity is concerned. Because every community in Anambra State, to the up to village level, they have representative of Agone Jemba, and they have been provided with vehicles and some other things that we can work on. So if it continues, I would be afraid the opposition may not have anything again to say about security, unless sometimes they could dramatize it, because we have also heard that the opposition can dramatize insecurity by even playing old video still, because today is Monday, for instance, everybody is going everywhere, nobody is talking about sit and public. So for me, if the thing continues like this, there will be no topic again about
insecurity. All right, Tony Okafor, thank you very much. Tony is a journalist and publisher of Anambra-based Razor. Tony, I'm glad you came on. Thank you very much. We'll be talking to you from time to time about issues in Anambra State. Have a great day.
My pleasure.
When we return, we'll take you on a short trip and find out what is happening. Stay with us.